That bridge offer needs to stand on its own, meaning if they never buy your signature offer, they feel as though they got the value you promised and they made a difference.
My guest today is a dear friend of mine.
One of them goes, that one over there, she's big money. And it was my guest today.
Her name is Amy Porterfield.
Amy Porterfield, the ever amazing
best-selling author of 2 Weeks Notice, Miss Amy Porterfield.
So I am 14 episodes into the Amy Porterfield Show. And if you've been listening from episode 1, thank you so very much. If you're just joining us now, I'm so glad you're here. But if you've been listening for a while now to the new show, you know that I don't come in and say, hey, Amy Porterfield here. I'm so glad you're here. We have a great guest today or a great episode, and kind of go on and on. I just thought I would cut to the chase and just start right at my story. And I'm curious if that's weird or not, because, I get a little awkward at times. So I am curious, do you think it's better if I start the episode with, I was going to say niceties. Is that the word? I sometimes think I make up words, or are you cool with me just getting right to it? So I want to know, and if you'd be so inclined, it will literally take you 2 minutes. Go to Instagram. I'm just at Amy Porterfield on Instagram. DM me and just say, I hate your intros. I think you should be, welcome us in and say hello. Or I love when you get right to the story. Or maybe you have a better idea and I'm going to take all the ideas. But I'm so curious. I personally like to just go for it. I love the podcast where it almost feels like they start in the middle of a conversation and they're letting you in. I think that's really cool. But you're my listeners. I make this for you, not for me. So let me know. Let's see if we can get like a consensus. Most people are saying this. Most people are saying that. Do you want the nice intro or are you cool if I just go for it? So, you're busy. I just thought I would just go for it. So here we go. I'm just going to go for it this time. So many, many years ago, I created a digital course called Listbuilder Society. And I've had it for a long time. And if you have it, love it. Glad to hear it. And hopefully you've gone through the program and you've started to grow your email list. Listbuilder Society gets people results. I hear it all the time. But there is just one little problem with that program. And it has nothing to do with me getting you results, for the record. It does what it promises. But here's the part that I've realized, wait a second, I have a little bit of an issue. It's more of a marketing issue than a content issue, but stay with me here. So I thought Listbuilder Society was the perfect stepping stone, the course someone would take before they joined Digital Course Academy, which is my big program that I launch every September, helping people from scratch create their digital course, even if they don't have an idea or they maybe have an idea. I help them create the course step by step. And then more importantly, how to launch it, how to market it, how to get people to pay attention and want to buy it. That's Digital Course Academy. So in my mind, it made sense that, you have to grow an email list. It doesn't have to be huge, but you need an email list before you launch a digital course. To be quite honest, you need an email list before you do any real business online. It's a really important asset in your business, but that's not what this episode's about. Don't get me started. You try to trick me there. I'm not going down that road. We're talking today about what I call bridge offers. So that's what I'm leading up to. So I thought that Listbuilder Society was the perfect course to take before you get into Digital Course Academy. Now, even though Listbuilder Society delivered exactly what it promised, teaching how to grow a strong, engaged email list, I realized that I needed to think about this differently. And think differently is actually a value that we have on my team. Every year we reevaluate our values. And this year, one of them is think differently. I love it because I feel like the whole marketing landscape is changing and I absolutely need to think differently. So that's what we're doing this year. So when I looked at the numbers, only 8% of students who went through Listbuilder Society actually went to join Digital Course Academy. 8%. That is a very small number for what I thought was a bridge offer. I'll get into all the details about a bridge offer, but I'm sure you can assume it's from one point to another, right? And that made me step back a little bit and ask, what's really going on here? So I do want to take a little pause and tell on myself because, I tend to do that way too much. I should have known that sooner. I think that had gone on for a few years and I didn't realize that percentage was so low. And you'd be like, oh my gosh, Amy, why weren't you checking that metric? I missed it. I didn't. So another value this year, we've got 4 values, and the other value is data into impact. Every decision I'm making now, check the data first. And when someone comes to me with an idea, what's the data behind it? When we want to shift something, what is the data telling us? And so my whole team is on board with this. If that was a value 2 years ago, I would have caught this. So I check all my metrics. Like we track a lot of metrics, but not to the point that we should have been checking this one and we didn't. So anyway, found out about, I don't know, a year or so ago when we've been making shifts ever since. And I'm going to share with you what the shift we made. But I realized, wait a second, this is not doing what I thought it was doing. So what I came to see is that while building a list is absolutely essential, what my audience really wanted most and what they really needed at that point of just starting a business, because most people who don't have an email list don't typically have a business. They're just starting a side hustle. They're just starting their online business. There's some outliers there, but mostly that's who's going through Listbuilder Society or just getting started building your online business. Most definitely wanted to grow their email list. But at the end of the day, why do they want an email list? They want to make money, right? And so they didn't just want a list, they wanted that list to make them money. And if you're watching the video, you could see the top of Scout's head. He came to visit. The only option I had for them to make money is to go from grow your email list to create a digital course. And I realized that's a big leap. Creating a digital course could be the most lucrative thing you ever do. And I stand behind it 100% that it's the most important asset in your business beyond the email list, which is why I teach it. However, that is a big leap and I just didn't realize it. So the realization that only 8% were going into Digital Course Academy, I thought, okay, I got to shift my thinking here. And that's exactly why I created a program called the 1 Hour Offer. Now, this episode is not to promote the 1 hour offer. I really want to explain the strategy behind it. And then I want you to try it on. I want you to ask yourself, okay, would this strategy work in my business? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But my goal is to show you strategies that work. And then you decide if this is something that could help increase your conversions, that could help increase your sales or not. So just try it on for size. So here's the situation. I wanted to give my students a quick cash win to ignite their belief that making money online was absolutely possible for them. And I wanted to make stepping into something bigger, like Digital Course Academy, feel like the most natural step in the world to them. So I want you to kind of look at it from your lens. I wanted to create a program that met them where they're at, gave them what they needed, but also help them make the next step, which is my next program, Digital Course Academy. So start thinking about your own business and where this might make sense. Okay. So, how to know if you're missing what I call a bridge offer. So, just to make sure we're all on the same page, I see a bridge offer as a program you create to meet people where they're at and help them get across the bridge into your bigger offer. A bridge offer doesn't even need to be a course, but it's something you're offering that allows them to understand something, make a mindset shift that they might have, or learn something or gain a skill that allows them to say, okay, I'm ready for the next step, which will be your bigger offer, your money maker, the thing that you're really focused on in your business. This is why I don't think you need a bunch of courses. This is why I don't think you need a bunch of offers. If you have a really good bridge offer and a really good, what I call signature offer, signature course, signature membership, whatever it is, a signature offer, those two things could build $1 million business. I have no doubt in my mind. And then, of course, if you want to, let's say, add a membership to the back end of a course, that's something you do as things start to work for you. As your bridge offer and your signature offer are working, then you start thinking, do I want to offer something beyond that? But we just got to take baby steps, my friends. And quite honestly, those aren't really baby steps. Those are big steps. Okay, so first, let's talk about how to know if you need a bridge offer, if you're missing one in your strategy. So here's a few things to think about. Your audience isn't converting into your signature program as easily as you hoped. Maybe you have a group coaching program, a mastermind, a course, a membership, but it's your moneymaker, and you've just maybe seen sales decline, or it's never really gotten the traction that you wanted it to, and you're saying like, I just can't get the right people, or I'm having a hard time attracting the people that want to get into this program, maybe a bridge offer is something you need to offer first. Or if you find yourself feeling stuck between launches or trying to create new products just to generate sales, I love a bridge offer on Evergreen. So my program, 1 hour offer, it is on Evergreen. And so that means that I sell it every single day because I want volume for that program. And just real quick, the 1 hour offer, so you can understand how it relates to Digital Course Academy. I should have explained this earlier. The 1 hour offer teaches you how to grow your email list from scratch, but then how to take a really small email list and create a 1 hour live workshop that you charge for. And you can promote this 1 hour live workshop that, let's say, you do on Zoom. We keep it really simple with the technology and all the moving pieces, but you put that offer out there sooner than later. You're not waiting months and months till a bunch of people are on your email list. Just 50 people on your email list, you're making your first offer. Are you making the big bucks? No. But are you getting a quick cash injection? Could you make a few $1,000s? Absolutely. But more importantly, you're testing your ideas. You're putting them out there. I think people, when they pay attention. I think that in the economy we're in right now, the climate online, people don't value free like they used to. And so my argument with the 1 hour offer and what I teach my students is, let's not keep giving everything away for free forever till you have like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people on your email list. Let's make a mini offer quickly so that you get into the experience of launching something simple. You start validating your offers, you start engaging with your email list, and you make a quick cash injection while getting them, your subscribers, a quick win. So it's just taking one thing and teaching it in a 1 hour workshop. And there's other elements, and I teach my students how to do this, whether you add some bonuses, a workbook, I teach them how to sell it. I give them the emails to send to their small email list. I teach them how to promote it on social. Like I do all of that. But essentially, you could say, oh, Amy, you're teaching them how to do a mini offer or a mini course. Yeah, essentially. But something simple that you charge $47 for or $97 for. Again, just to make a little quick cash injection, but more importantly, to get in the game. Okay, so back to your bridge offer. How do you know if you need one? Well, you find yourself feeling stuck between launches or trying to create new products just to generate sales. You can put your actual bridge offer on Evergreen so you make sales all year long. You build up the volume there. And then when you're ready to sell your signature offer, they're more likely to buy because they've been in your pipeline for a while, at least many of them have. Also, another telltale sign is that you're attracting people who need more nurturing before they're truly ready to commit. And I think period. This is the big one. You're attracting people who need more nurturing. They need more information. They need more skill. They need a different mindset shift before they're truly ready to commit to your bigger offer. That's really when you know you need a bridge offer. Now, there are 4 qualities of a high converting bridge offer. And I'm just going to go through these quickly. First of all, fast. The transformation is achievable relatively quickly. They can get results fast. And so you're not doing something in a bridge offer that's going to take them months and months to go through. In fact, 1 hour offer, it takes you 3 hours to get through the training. But I say that you want to give yourself 30 to 60 days to see results because someone who's starting from scratch, they need time to grow that email list, right? And since I teach how to grow the email list, I got to give them time to implement. So my promise is to start making money with a small email list in 60 days or less. That's pretty quick for most offers online. The second thing is you want to make your bridge offer desirable. It taps into what they want most right now, not just what they need or what they should want. So with Listbuilder Society, I'm like, you need an email list. You should want to grow your email list. And the audience is like, yeah, I do, but I really want that email list because I need to make money right now. So really figuring out where they are, we should have surveyed more. We should have talked to our audience more so we could have taken them to a step beyond just list building. Also tangible. It delivers a real, visible result, like no vague promises. I'm saying make money with a small email list in 60 days or less. Like that's a very tangible offer, but it's not so overwhelming or will take them ever to get through. And the fourth one is elevating. Like it naturally leads them to your signature offer, not away from it. The next step is to elevate them into your signature offer. And it doesn't mean the minute they finish the bridge program, they're ready for the signature. I'd like a few months in between so that they could continue to get the results from the bridge offer before they're ready for something new. Maybe it's a year later. Like some people take forever to get into my signature offer, but they start with my bridge offer. And so we're nurturing them, they're getting into my world, and when they're ready, they're ready. But a bridge offer does help them get ready faster, like no doubt in my mind. Now, you might be saying, okay, how do I create this bridge offer? Well, again, you want to meet your ideal customer exactly where they're at right now. So, your bridge offer, it must be designed for someone at the beginning of their customer journey with you. So, where are they when they first come into your world? Where do you need them to be to buy your signature offer? Meet them where they're at, create something that moves them to a place that it's like a heck yes when you put that signature offer in front of them. What do they need to believe? What do they need to change in their mindset? What do they need to know? What shifts do they need to make in their skills to be ready for your signature offer? These are things you want to think about. You want to focus on solving an immediate, tangible problem that they're facing right now, not the big transformation that your signature offer will eventually deliver. That's important to really think about. Where are they right now? How can you solve something right now that they're having an issue with? Because not only is it going to help them get over the bridge, it's going to build trust. You just help them with something, and so they trust you more. And the next question when they're ready is, well, what else you got? That's how you want to think about it. Also, a bridge offer delivers a quick, tangible win. So it should create momentum through a small but meaningful result, meaning it should be achievable quickly, preferably, let's say, in a few days, in a few weeks. Now, I told you that I'm promising 60 days, right? They could get through my program in a few days. They could actually make progress in a few weeks, but I don't like to overpromise. And I think 60 days to grow an email list and make a little money, I think that's a great promise. So it could be over, let's say, 30 days or 60 days. Anything beyond 90 days, I think we're going a little farther. So let's just say get them the results within 90 days, but if you can shorten that up, by all means do so, but not shorten it up so that it freaks them out or stresses them out. And they're like, I could never do this quickly. Now you've lost them. So don't rush them too much. Also, the goal, make them feel successful early so that they believe this can actually work for me. You want to also shift their confidence in getting results with you or just in themselves. And I think getting that quick win for them moves them from being courageous to starting to be a little confident in whatever area that you're teaching. Also, you do want to shift a key belief. So it's not just about action, it is about mindset. A bridge offer does have an element of mindset. I think most of signature offers do as well. But your bridge offer, it has to shift an important belief that prepares them for your signature offer. So in my example, Listbuilder Society, it does exactly what it says, helps you build your email list so that you could eventually sell your programs online. But I don't teach that part, how to sell anything online. So I realized, yes, they want to grow their email list. Yes, they must. But what they really want, like the shift in their mindset, is to believe that they can make money online. And instead of having them wait till they fully flesh out an entire digital course and launch it, what if I can help them believe they can make money with a really small email list? And I'm talking like $1,000, $2,000. I'm not talking about $100,000, but just believe, wait, this is a big deal. I remember when I made my first $300, that was a very big deal. So take yourself back to never making money online before, or maybe you're there right now. It's a big deal. Also, price. It needs to be low barrier, high value. So whatever low barrier is to you, if you have a $10,000 program, it's not going to be a $97 bridge offer. They need to be aligned. But for me, my bridge offer is $500 and my program is $2,000. My signature program is $2,000. That makes sense in my book. So you don't want it to be so far different, but also it has to be something like, okay, I can figure this out. So you want to keep it accessible, whatever that means for your audience, low enough that they feel like, all right, this is an investment, but it's worth it and it's not going to break the bank. And then from there, you want to then move them into the next place. When they start to get more confident, they're more likely to buy when they believe in themselves. So if you just have like a $500 program and you want a bridge offer for that, maybe it's $97 or maybe it's even $47. There's no like perfect formula. So might want to play with it, but in your head, ask yourself, like, you be the customer. If I got really great results for a $97 program, would I then be willing to get into a $500 program? Like, ask yourself what makes sense to you. And you can ask your audience. You could do a little survey. You could talk to some people, or talk to your peers about it as well. Also, you can always tweak it if it's not working. And then finally, you want to align it with your signature offer. So your bridge offer should naturally lead into your signature offer without creating confusion or a sense of, I've got to complete all of this stuff before I'm ever ready. So it's meant to build readiness, not fully solve everything. Your bridge offer is not meant to solve all of their problems, or it's not even meant for a really big transformation, but you do need a meaningful transformation, whether it be, mindset, physical skills, knowledge, whatever it might be. It needs to feel substantial, but it's not your end all be all. It's not your signature offer. Okay, so you want to make sure that your bridge offer aligns with your signature offer. And at this point, I get two questions. Number one, can there be overlap? So can you put some stuff in your bridge offer that you might already have in your signature offer? Yes, but if you have to keep explaining how much overlap there is and why there's this overlap, and you have to kind of keep bringing it up, there's too much overlap. Like, you just want a slight overlap that really it's not a big issue if there is. Now, that leads me to the second question I often get asked, and that is, well, Amy, can I take like module 1 out of my signature offer, if it's a course, let's say, and make that my bridge offer? No, you do not want to do that. One, that's too much overlap. And if someone pays for the bridge offer and then the whole first module, they've essentially already paid for it, we just don't want to get into that. Also, what you're not doing is you're not backing up enough. If module 1 in your signature offer is essential for the signature offer, then I need you to back up even more and meet them at where they're at, farther away from when they're ready to buy your course. So if they're really not ready for your signature course, they're not ready for module 1 either. And so if I make that argument, back up just a little bit more and say, okay, what's a standalone program that I can give them that will, again, help them cross the bridge? Which reminds me, that bridge offer needs to stand on its own. Meaning, if they never buy your signature offer, they feel as though they got the value you promised and they made a difference. So let me go back to my own bridge offer. If you buy the 1-hour offer, that's the name of the program, the 1-hour offer, and you never buy Digital Course Academy, and I want you to move into a bigger digital course that will make you a lot more money, more impact, all that. Of course, I can go on and on about why that's important. But if you never buy Digital Course Academy and you only have the 1-hour offer, are you going to get results? Will you move forward? Absolutely. You do not need Digital Course Academy to get what I'm promising you in this standalone bridge offer. That is so, so important because it's all about integrity. They shouldn't have to buy 2 courses to get the results you promised in the first. You know that, but I just want to make sure it stands alone, but it's way better if it gets paired. And that leads me to another question I get. Can you bundle a bridge offer with a signature offer? Yes, you can. And I actually did that. So if I take you back about a year, I noticed that a lot of people that were just getting started in the online business, they wanted to start their business with a digital course. Meant a lot of newbies were coming into Digital Course Academy. So the idea of my bridge offer actually started as an extension of Digital Course Academy. Last year in 2024, I had 2 tracks. I had a beginner track, which essentially is pretty much my 1-hour offer that I've now pulled out and I'm selling on its own. I had track 1, which was how to get started. And then the goal was you go through track 1, then you go through track 2. And track 2 is how to create a full-blown digital course and how to promote it with a launch. And so essentially, if you're brand new in Digital Course Academy, you'd go through track 1 first and then through track 2. But that is a lot for some people. And some newbies absolutely get results with Digital Course Academy, even if they're just starting from scratch. I think we made it too complicated last year. I think it served a lot of people, but for some, it was just a little overwhelming. So this year, 2025, what we're thinking about doing is we're no longer bundling those. We absolutely did pull it out. We're selling the 1 hour offer, which used to be track one in Digital Course Academy. This is sounding confusing. I didn't want to bring it up, but for those in Digital Course Academy, you're going to be asking. So I've got to address this. Last year, we had 2 tracks. 2025, we're not doing that. We're not having 2 tracks. It's Digital Course Academy. It's the tried and true program that I know can get you results. We're going back to the main program, but we're thinking about allowing an upsell of this beginner program if you want to start there. So it will be likely an upsell that you spend a little bit more money and you can have both if that's what you really need and want, but we're not making it part of the program. I think that was just too much for too many people. You live and you learn, right? We still got the results. Everyone still got the core program. You weren't choosing, I have to buy one or the other. You got both. It's just a lot. So my goal is let's not bundle it. Sure, you can have your bridge offer as an upsell for people that might need a little help before they get started in your signature offer. But at the same time, I really like just keeping them separate. And probably as we move into 2026 and I kind of see how people navigate, I might make a different decision. So we're just making decisions based on the feedback and what gets people the biggest results. And that's what you should do as well. If I just fully confused you, don't worry. It's not that important. But for those asking, I wanted to address it. If you were in Digital Course Academy, you might have been asking that question. So this year, it is going to be different for sure. And I think it's best for my students. Like, you're the course creator or you're the teacher. You do what's best for your students. They might not know what's best, but when you get feedback and data, you got to make those decisions that are best for your students. And I think definitely we're doing that. Our goal is just to get people as big as results as possible. That's what I'm always focused on. Okay. So again, your bridge offer naturally leads into your signature offer. And you want to make sure that your bridge offer is built to help people get ready for your signature offer. Whether they go into your signature offer or not, ultimately, that is your goal. Like, they don't need to know that, right? That's overwhelming to them. Again, you're the teacher. You share what you need. You don't share if it's going to overwhelm people. But when we're talking about creators, that's all of us. We're the marketers, that's all of us. I'm just saying that your goal is to create a bridge offer to get them into the bigger program. Whether they decide to go into that or not, they're still getting the value you promised, right? And if that bridge offer, if you find out that that bridge offer is like mine, it was like 8%, then you got to go back to the drawing board and think, where did I miss the mark? What do they really need to get into the bigger program? And it might mean you need to make some pivots, which welcome to entrepreneurship, right? But ultimately, think of your bridge offer as quietly paving the way for a bigger investment that's going to get them bigger results. And you're easing them into it instead of throwing them into the deep end. That's another way to look at it. Also, you want to focus on momentum, not mastery. This is important. So, your bridge offer doesn't need to teach them everything. They don't become masters of anything at the end of a bridge offer. If so, that's a signature offer, right? So, you want to use simple, clear positioning. You want to avoid overcomplicating. The minute you lose them in a bridge offer, you've done it wrong. Like, if the bridge offer is so overwhelming, they can't get to the end, you've complicated it. So they have to work, they have to show up, they've got to do the thing you're having them do. It's a 50-50. You show them how to do it, they've got to show up and do it, right? But it cannot be overcomplicated. So avoid overcomplicating the messaging. So you want to clearly answer, what small win will they achieve? How fast can they achieve it? What does this win matter to their bigger goal? And the small win, that's relative. I'm helping people grow their email list from scratch, create a really simple offer, sell it, and make money. That's not a small win to most people, but that win is small compared to my signature offer, what kind of results I can get people, right? So that's what I mean by small win. If they can do this, they're on their way to do this. And so that's the way you want to look at it. I don't mean small results like, oh, yay, I did this little tiny thing. No, it's just relative to the bigger offer that you've got. Make sense? I know this episode's a little bit deeper, a little bit more complicated, but remember, my goal with the Amy Porterfield show is to take you to the next step, is to elevate where you're at. So my old podcast, Online Marketing Made Easy, it was definitely more strategies for when you're just starting out. Those of you that are listening that are just starting out, you're going to get a lot from my podcast, but I also know I have a lot of people that are already in the game. You've already created a signature offer. It may not be working as you had hoped. So this is another strategy. So some of you are ready for this strategy and you're like taking all the notes and listening to it twice. Others like, I'm not really there yet. I don't even have a signature offer, Amy, but now I know when I do have one, this is a great way to look at it. And for those of you who don't have a signature offer and you don't have a bridge offer, the question might be, which one do I create first? Well, usually, to be quite honest, figuring out the perfect bridge offer usually doesn't come until you have the signature offer out. It kind of sucks. Like, this is a bummer. But I think your clarity of what a bridge offer is once you have your signature offer out there and you start to see where people are struggling, why they're not getting in, what the objections are, and you kind of work backwards with the bridge offer. But you don't have to. If you don't have either, maybe you can figure it out, use some Chat GPT love, get in there and figure out, this is what I ultimately want to create. I haven't created it yet. What's a great bridge offer for this? Create that first. Like, yeah, in an ideal world, you create a bridge offer first, but you don't have to. And it typically doesn't work out that way, just for the record. Okay, so let's do a quick recap because this was a hefty one. I covered a lot. So you do not need more offers. You need the right bridge offer that builds belief and momentum, meaning you don't need a bunch of offers that this is for you and this is for you and that is for you. No, let's focus on one ideal customer avatar. The bridge offer is meeting them where they're at. They go across the bridge into the signature offer. So essentially, you're creating a really great customer journey. And that's ultimately what a bridge offer can do if you already have a signature offer or if you're going to put both together. Also, I'm a big fan of fewer offers, right? Less mental clutter, tightening your messaging, easier launching, stronger audience trust. I am a big fan of less is more. So just remember, fewer offers, but doing them really well, chef's kiss. A bridge offer and a signature offer, and down the road, after you master both of those, maybe the final step, like an exclusive mastermind, or maybe one-on-one coaching with you, or something usually smaller, exclusive, and more expensive. But that's a conversation for another podcast episode. We'll get there. We're not there. Patience, grasshopper. So we'll get there. And then ultimately, the most successful businesses aren't the ones with the most products. They're the ones with the clearest pathways. Did you hear that? The most successful offers, they don't tend to have a bunch of offers. They have the clearest pathways. I have a girlfriend who's making about $1 million a month, and she has 2 offers, and that's all. I love a beautiful business model like that. All right. So ultimately, I want you to simplify to scale. I think really, I have a club called the Millie Club. These are women that are around $500,000, $600,000, $700,000, and they want to have $1 million year. That's their goal, $1 million year. And my conversation with many of them is simplify to hit your $1 million year. Do less, but do it better to hit your $1 million year. I mean that for hitting your first $100,000 year, hitting your first $250K year. Simplify to scale. Focus on strategic offers that work together, not scattered all over your business. You don't want a bunch of things. You want to be really intentional. Less is more. And I will always stand behind that. All right, my sweet friends, I hope that was valuable. I know it was a lot. Maybe listen to it again, but it is very doable. The first time you hear it, you might be overwhelmed, but we're overwhelmed with most things we learn are here for the first time. If you like this idea and you want to implement it, listen one more time, put me on 2x, let it sink in, and then get to work. You got this. I will talk to you again next week. Have a wonderful week until then. Talk to you later.